and welcome. Yes, it has been a while since we have last spoke. Especially in these circumstances. Holy shit. I'm back. I am fucking back. Decided to take the summer off. Because, want to spend time with the family, spend time with my little one, my little Taylor. Oh, she's growing up so fast. She's going to be a comic book nerd like Daddy. And, so here I am today to bring you guys a new 101 class. Since everybody's been saying, DCompose, when's the next 101 class? Oh my fucking god! And I'm like, yeah, it's now! It's now! I'm going nuts. Before we start this 101 class, it's Halloween time, but I'm gonna fast forward past Halloween here to that fucking holiday coming up, Christmas. Hallmark has released the coolest Christmas decoration ever. Here it is. Look at it. Fucking Jaws. It's Bruce with his 3 barrels in him. He actually plays the music from Jaws too. It's incredible. Let's open them up here. Fuck, you gotta put the batteries in. Wanted to make guys listen to the music. Oh well. Look at that. Isn't that freaking awesome? Look at it. It's fucking beautiful. You put the batteries in, you press that little button, and doo-doo, plays the theme music. It's beautiful. Hallmark, you have gone above my expectations. You guys are awesome. And I saw the G1 Megatron-esque Hallmark thing that's coming out too. The other decoration, this G1 Megatron looks fucking awesome. So anyways, yeah. So, 101 class. Naturally, around Halloween time, usually all the Halloween 101s are always centered around the same character because he's the darkest. He's the, the man, the evilness. Not evil, but, kind of walking on that thin line of psychotic vigilante. The Batman. Yes, so this 101 is for Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, which was a massive cultural hit. 1986 4-part miniseries that has gone to trade many a times and that the fans absolutely adore. So we're going to do a 101 on that. I did entertain other 101s, and we're probably going to look at these two. I entertained Y: The Last Man, looked at Preacher, entertained all these things, and I'm going to go with Batman for this time around, and those other guys will get future 101s as well. And I even got another 101 scheduled very soon, which will come out, which is perfect timing to a new DC show that just aired. So, we're going to do the 101. Sit down, stick around, and as always, enjoy. So, here we are with The Dark Knight Returns. If I haven't scared you in the intro, we're going to start off here. The Dark Knight Returns basically takes place in a supposed future. Okay, it's a future Batman. It's Batman when he's 55 years old. That's the storyline. Now, it was written in the 80s, so the context here of the, if I'm not mistaken, Reagan's president and all that stuff. So it looks like it's from the 80s, but at 55. So yeah, the future of Bruce Wayne. Interestingly enough, in the future, Bruce Wayne decides to retire. So he's about a decade into retirement at this point. Nobody's heard of the Batman. The Batman is basically now, the young people are growing up, don't know about the Batman. The Batman is kind of like a myth at this point. But Gotham has gone to fucking hell in the meantime. Okay? The criminal element has taken over. James Gordon is actually getting ready for retirement at the beginning of this series. So he's going to retirement. Batman's already gone. City's going to shit. We have a gang running around called the Mutants. They're mutants. They run around, they cause havoc. A lot of the big-time villains are all in prison. Two-Face, Joker, all them. They're all in prison. So they're all in Arkham, so they're not really a threat. So now that Batman's retired, you pretty much got this gang, this mutants gang, that's causing most of the problems. So as a mutant gang gets stronger and stronger and stronger, start doing more and more and more elaborate shit, Batman's kind of like, yeah, you know what? No, I don't like this. I'm gonna have to come out of retirement and do something about this. At the same time, these psychologists or psychiatrists decide that Harvey Dent, Big Bad Harv, Two-Face, is fit to be returned to society because he just had a operation in order to fix his face. So he's no longer two-faced in the sense that he has a disfigured portion of his face. He looks kind of normal now. So they're like, oh well, Harvey looks normal now, so he must be normal in the head too. Because the two are clearly, the two basically clearly play off each other. And the two are clearly a symbiotic relationship between the two. So they're like, okay, no, his face looks cool. He looks gorgeous. So yeah, let's let him out. So naturally they let out Harvey, and Harvey just is plain old Harvey. So once he gets out, he goes back to the Two-Face persona, and then causes some problems for Batman, setting up some explosive and bombs and whatnot. This is kind of Batman's first test to come back out and like, oh fuck, we have Two-Face back. And then this goes all over the news that Two-Face is back and the mutants are out there and whatnot. And then from prison, we have a catatonic Joker who kind of really hasn't said anything in years, hears the word Batman and sees Batman on the news and he's like, oh, Batman. Batman! And he's so happy! He's happy! He's like a pig in shit! He's like, holy fuck, man, Batman's back! Finally, my life has purpose again! So he gets all excited. And in the interim, while Joker, starts kind of getting out of that catatonic state, he convinces people that he's reformed and he wants to go out on an interview on a talk show. Convinces psychiatrists and all that. They're like, sure, we're going to bring in a talk show. Now, while all this is going on, Batman decides to confront the mutant leader of that mutant gang because he figures if he can beat the mutant leader, it'll go a long way to convince the other mutants to basically follow him instead. And it's kind of weird. It's what they do. I think what he wanted them to show them was if I beat their leader, they'll stop following him. But what happened was he beat their leader and a section of them were like, holy fuck, I'm going to follow Batman now. I'm going to follow Batman. So they all start being, well, not all, but a portion of the gang becomes kind of like a Batman gang where they spray paint their face and paint their faces with Batman logos. And they go around and they basically attack, harm the criminal element. So they're like just a gang of vigilantes in reality. So you got this gang of vigilantes running around doing kind of what Batman would do. You got the city bitching about the fact there's vigilantes doing this. And yet you got Batman like, oh, fuck it. Why not? Keep it going, guys. So Joker goes to his, to a late night talk show. And it's actually David Letterman. You can tell by David and by Paul Schaefer. But what they do is they change the talk show name and the name of those characters. But they're still David Letterman. He goes out on the show, basically had this whole elaborate scheme planned in which, thanks to one of his friends in prison, that would release Joker gas into the studio and basically killed everyone in the studio. So now Joker's free and looking for Batman and looking to fight Batman again. So Batman gets wind that the Joker's out. So Batman decides, you know what, I gotta fight the Joker. So actually, I'm going a little ahead of myself here. Batman actually saved this girl. The girl that Batman saved was Carrie Kelly. And she had saved them from the mutants earlier on. And in order to thank Batman, and she's like, fuck, Batman's cool. So what she did is she actually acquired a Robin costume. And became the Robin, and Batman actually accepted her pretty quickly. He's like, sure, you can be Robin, but yet in the back of his head, he's always thinking about Jason Todd. He's like, fuck. You know what? I don't want to kill this one, or get this one killed, I should say, but whatever. Anyways, he lets her in. She's kind of like a 13-year-old. It's weird. 13-year-old girl is Robin. Although some of you out there will probably be like, Robin was always a 13-year-old girl. Touche. So anyways, so she follows him and helps him out and all that. And she knows his secret identity and all that, and goes to the Batcave and meets Alfred and all that stuff. So anyways, so I continue with the Joker. The Joker basically will face Batman one more time, and the Batman wants to stop him. Joker's basically like, you know way you're going to stop me is killing me. And he's like, I know you're not going to do it. I know you're not going to do it. And Batman's like, no, I'm not going to do it. But what I will do is fuck you up. So what Batman does is he breaks Joker's neck, kind of. So he contorts it a bit and cripples him. So Joker in the comic is like, way to go, Bats. Like, you've crippled me. So that's how you're going to stop me. You're going to make me like, you're going to cripple me completely. And then Joker's like, no fucking way. Like, you're not just going to leave me crippled. That's not how it's going to go down. So the policemen are arriving because they're hunting down Batman. Because at this point, with the gang and all that going on, the mutants doing kind of what Batman's doing, and the new police commissioner's taking over Gordon, she doesn't like vigilantism. So she puts basically a bounty on Batman in order to bring him in. So the cops are looking for him. They know he's at the place where Joker is. So they're all coming in, and at this time, Joker and Batman are kind of alone in what's kind of like a tunnel of love. Remember those parks when you had that little water tunnel that went into, you know, when you were riding those big fucking swans? It's like that. So they're in there, basically, the lovers. And so Joker looks at Batman and says, "Nah, you're not gonna do this to me. You're not gonna fucking cripple me. That's not how it's gonna go down." So he keeps moving his neck and his head while laughing, and basically completes the breaking of the neck, thus killing himself. Which is pretty fucking nuts. So Joker kills himself, technically, in order for the people to believe that Batman killed him, so Batman gets in shit. And the Joker gets the last laugh. That's just how crazy the Joker is. So now we're going to bring in a whole new element to the story. So during all of this, when all this is going on, there's like a tension, a war. The Cold War is happening, right? So, because we're in the 80s here. So the Soviets have launched a nuclear missile. And the president orders Superman to go and stop the missile. So he stops the missile, but the problem is by destroying it, it causes a shockwave, which basically it kind of like, it triggers almost a nuclear winter, if you will. So during this time, during the nuclear winter, during those hard days, Batman and his crew, the gang that they call them the Sons of Batman, is actually the real name of the gang. So they go around and they keep protecting Gotham. So the president's like, holy fuck, Gotham? Gotham's the safest city in the world? What the fuck is that? I have Superman. Metropolis has Superman. And fucking Gotham's the safest place? No, fuck that shit. So he sends Superman in order to confront Batman and get him out. So Batman has seen this coming for years. He knows eventually he's going to cross paths with Superman. And even talk about it before in the comic when they meet. They talk about it like, hey, you know what? You know, eventually they're going to come after us. And Batman says that to Green Arrow as well. He says, eventually they're going to come after us. It's going to happen. And Superman's going to be the way that they're going to come after them. Because Superman's like the big Boy Scout, right? So Superman comes over. Batman knows he's coming. So what Batman does is he takes some pills. Some medications that he made. Some chemicals. You don't know what they are in the beginning. He just takes them. Basically, encoding about midnight. So you kind of know that he's taking these pills. Probably going to kill him eventually. So he takes the pills. Superman arrives. Clark doesn't want to have the fight, but Batman's like, you know what? You know, it was always destined we're going to have this fight, me and you. So they fight, and then in order to kind of like even the odds, because the clock is ticking, because apparently something's going to happen at midnight by taking these pills. Green Arrow kind of comes in a distance, hiding, shoots a kryptonite arrow after Superman, and it explodes. And then Superman becomes super weak. So Batman has Superman beat, holding him down by the neck, and basically tells him, hey, look, you know what? You're going to live on, right? You're going to continue on. But you're going to know each and every day that I had you beat. And if I wanted to, you were dead. I could have done it. I didn't do it. You know, basically to prove, kind of like, because Batman and Superman have always had that ego thing going between them. You know what I mean? If they were to fight, who would win? Both pretty cocky, but in the end, Batman won. But just by having him beaten, but then said, you know what? I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to destroy you, but keep in mind that I had you beat. I had you down, motherfucker! That's what he's trying to say. And then, Batman drops dead. So the chemicals that were taken by Batman were to, like, kill him off. Or so you think. Later on at the funeral, which Robin is present at the funeral, the whole world discovers that Bruce Wayne is Batman, naturally, because of his body and all that. So that all comes out. Clark's at the funeral, Clark Kent. And because Batman hadn't gauged it right, the medication he took was like to slow down his heart, right? So that people would think he's dead and he's not really dead. Like you've seen a million times before. So he didn't gauge it right, though, for the funeral and time and all that. And right before Superman goes to leave, Clark goes to leave, boom, boom, he hears the heartbeat. Super hearing. So he hears the heartbeat in the coffin. And he just looks over at Robin and he winks. And he takes off. Because he knows that Batman isn't really dead. But, for all intents and purposes, since the president sent Superman in order to beat Batman, Batman's dead. So the president's happy, nobody's going to be looking for him. Clark is Bruce Wayne's friend, so he's kind of like, you know what? I'll let it slide. I'm not going to mention anything, you know what I mean? Because he figures that Bruce is going to probably go into exile, which he does. So Bruce goes underground with Robin and the Sons of Batman, and they continue their vigilant fight against the evildoers. So Batman's spirit, although he's still alive, his essence lives on through the Sons of Batman, through Robin and all of them, while he can still, you know, hide out and continue to live and continue to make a difference without being hunted. So that's pretty much it. That is the sucker here. That is the sucker here. So, I hope you enjoyed this 101 class. Many more coming. Many more coming? Oh my god! There's one coming soon. Soon. You know what? Because I don't like giving you guys hints about 101s that are coming, so I'm not going to give a hint. But, yeah. So there's more coming. More videos coming in general. I'm back. Have a great Halloween. Leave a comment, say hello, share a video with a friend. Till next time, guys, take care. Later.